When is presented by the NBC Television Network. Here's the host of Say When, Art James.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Wayne Howell, and welcome everyone to Say When, television game show, and I'm sure it's going to be one of the most exciting. And what can I say, from the standpoint of being very anxious for you to like the show and so forth, I think the thing that makes me happiest about this premiere performance of Say When is to be in a studio filled with relatives. And somehow I think that'll get the show off the ground. So without further ado, let's play Say When by meeting our first two contestants. And they are, may I have your card, please? How do you do? This is Miss Mary Guest from Stamford, Connecticut. Mrs. Mary Guest, I'm sorry. And from Brooklyn, New York, Mr. Paul Mortensen. Welcome to both of you. Well, Mary, just in the way of a 30-second conversation, I see you've been married 5.5 years.
That's right.
You have 4 children.
That's right.
And 1 on the way.
That's right.
Will there be triplets on the way?
I hope not.
That's wonderful. And for one so young.
Thank
Must
you.
have been married at 7 years old or something like that.
A little older.
Yes, you're very lovely.
Thank
you
you.
for coming. Mr. Mortensen, well, here's the thing. He's a deckhand on a tugboat, and you ply the waters in and around Manhattan. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island, too.
Right. What goes with the tugboat thing? Is this maneuvering liners into port, or you're towing things around?
That's
or-
right. Well, putting in the big liners and doing all these barge work to keep the harbor going all the time.
Good. Well, good luck to you, Paul.
Yeah, thank
And let's get right into the game, shall we? Here's how to play Say When. Now, you're going to pick whatever prizes you want from our game board. Every time you pick, we'll tell you what the prize is worth and add the number of dollars to your score. Now, your goal for this game is $750. Don't forget to say when you've had enough. The one closest to $750 without busting over wins the game and keeps all the prizes he's gotten during the game, and also is entitled to meet the winner of the next $750 game in a championship match worth $2,000. Okay? Okay. Let's start by reviewing the first 4 prizes we have for you. Look up at the game board and listen to this information. In the number 1 position is a tape recorder. It's a dual-speed, high-fidelity portable by Wollensack. Number 2 is a sewing machine, the Riviera console model by Brother International with an imported hand-polished cabinet. Number 3, luggage, a lightweight 6-piece set covered in vinyl for the man and woman by Samsonite. And number 4, a pair of table lamps. They're in traditional design by Rembrandt with antique gold shades and satin gold bases. Now, I'd like to point out to both of you that no one prize in this game is worth more than $750. Okay? Shall we be off? They're looking at the prizes. Their eyes are agleam. And Mrs. Guest, pick a prize and we're off and running.
I'll pick number 1, please.
Well, you've mentioned a number now. Let me say to both of you, pick according to the prize itself, and I think it'll be a lot clearer as we go on.
The stereo.
The stereo, or you mean the tape recorder?
Tape recorder.
Okay, we go and find that the tape recorder is actually worth $200. That's a very good start. Now, on to you, Mr. Mortensen, to fill the open spot on the board. You see, we have a vacant spot here. We need a new prize. It's a matter of chance, and you fill it by selecting one of these numbers.
I'll choose number 8, Art.
Number 8. All right. And we'll tell you what number 8 is, as our machine clanks furiously in the background, and we see an air purifier. It's portable, requires no installation, and is by Puritron. Now, you've got 4 to choose from. Pick any one you want.
I'll choose the luggage.
He's taking the luggage, all right? And the luggage is worth $178. All right, they're very close, running neck and neck as we go on and have you, Mrs. Guest, put a prize on the board.
Number 10.
Number 10. You think that will be lucky for you. All right, we'll see if it is. Number 10 happens to be a blank check. Now, fill in the amount you want. It's for canned hams, Mrs. Guest, the 4-pound size by Hafnia. You may have from 1 to 100 cans. You must take at least 1. You can have up to 100 cans. How many do you want? You've got $200. You're on your way to $750. Now, at this point, let me remind both of you, and figure out these mathematics in your mind as I explain this, that if you think one more prize will take you as close to $750 as you care to go, you must say when by announcing in advance that it is your last pick. Okay? Keep that in mind, Mrs. Guest. You may have from 1 to 100 cans. 4-pound size. How many do you
I'm
buy?
going to pick 100.
100.
Cans, yes.
Will this be
And
your
I'll
last
say
pick?
when.
She is saying when with 100 canned hams. $200 plus 100 hams for Mrs. Guest. Now, on to you, Mr. Mortensen. Put a prize on the board.
Number 12.
Number 12, right at the bottom here. And we'll see what number 12 has in store for you. It happens to be a cupboard. It's the high-sink Lebanon model by Miracle Americana, made of selected pine. Any one of the four, Mr. Mortensen?
I'll choose the Americana.
All right. You realize you have $178. You're going for $750. It's not your last pick.
No, that's right.
Okay, he's taking the cupboard. And we find that the value of the cupboard is $270, a total now for Mr. Mortensen of $448. Mrs. Guest has made her last pick. You've still got the ball, Mr. Mortensen, so put another prize on the
I'll
board.
take number 6.
Number 6 this time. This time, it is a radio, an 8-transistor portable with its own carrying case by Channel Master. There it is. You can take any one of the four, Mr. Mortensen. You've got $448. Say when you've had enough.
I'll take the Channel Master.
It's not your last pick?
No, sir.
And he's taking the transistor portable radio. Let's find out the value of it. It happens to be $60. A total now for Mr. Mortensen of $508. It's still your turn, Mr. Mortensen. Put a prize on the board.
I'll take number 5.
Number 5 this time. All right. We'll see what 5 brings for you. Oh, a blank check.
boy.
Fill in the amount you want. He's happy about it. It's for perfume. Lamont by Coty. Mr. Mortensen, you may have from 1 to 20 bottles. In each bottle, there are 1.86 ounces. So think it over carefully. Say when you've had enough. You've got $508. You're going for $750.
Let me see. I'll take 7 bottles.
You're taking 7
And
bottles?
say when.
You're saying when
Yes.
with 7 bottles of Lamont by Coty. $508 plus perfume for Mr. Mortensen. Let's go to Mrs. Guest's side of the board. Here she is with $200 plus 100 canned hams. This is the moment. All set? Yes, she is set. We'll find out that the value of the hams actually are $400, a grand total for Mrs. Guest, $600. All right, now over to you, Mr. Mortensen. You got $508 plus the perfume. Let's find out what the perfume is worth. I think our machine is broke. No.
Oh,
Not
good.
now.
The value of the perfume is $210, a grand total for Mr. Mortensen, $718. The winner of the game is Mr. Mortensen. May I express our gratitude at having played a game very well, Mrs. Guest, and we have a going-away gift for you. Let's go to Wayne Howell and find out what it is.
For your going-away gift, Mrs. Guest, we have a Polaroid land camera, model 95B, which now makes sparkling pictures in just 10 seconds. And thanks for being with us on Say When.
Well, and our formal congratulations to you, Paul Mortensen. Let's find out exactly what you've won.
Well, you have won a 6-piece set of lightweight jet-age luggage by Samsonite, covered in sturdy vinyl, creating a smart, stylish exterior. Included are 2 cases for the man and 4 for the traveling needs of a lady. Plus, a beautiful high-sink cupboard of solid selected pine with hand-rubbed and hand-finished panel doors. There's plenty of serving space in this early American design by Miracle Americana. Plus, a dual-purpose 8-transistor portable radio by Channel Master. Its high-impact case has a built-in extension antenna for bringing in distant stations. And for your own personal use, there's a magnetic earphone. Plus, 7 bottles of Lamont perfume by Coty. Nothing makes a woman more feminine than Lamont by Coty. And all of this is brought to you with the compliments of Say When.
Mr. Mortensen, do you think the captain of the tugboat will enjoy some of that perfume that you're going to give to him?
I don't know. I don't think he goes for that aftershave lotion perfume.
Well, maybe you know somebody on a garbage scow that will get one anyway.
Good
Mr. Mortensen, we're going to send you to the winner's chair to watch our next game. The winner will be your opponent in the $2,000 championship match. Mr. Mortensen, our seat of honor, the winner's chair, and we'll be back to you in a few moments.
Thank you.
Good. We'll meet the contestants who will play in the second $750 game in just a moment, but right now, here's something very interesting for you to stop, look, and listen to. Watch this. Welcome back to Say When to our second $750 game, and let's do that by meeting our 2 new contestants. They are Mr. Ed Hobby from Elizabeth, New Jersey, And from Cowdrey, Colorado, Mrs. Marion Trick. Both of you, shake hands and well, Ed, all the information I have from you is very skimpy, but very mysterious and intriguing. You are a securities analyst and a bachelor.
Right.
Have you weighed the risk between the two and chosen the security analyst thing, or?
Well, until tonight, I've never had the courage to say when.
I see. And there's something very interesting as far as your biography is concerned, Mrs. Trick. Cowdrey, have I pronounced that correct? Colorado?
That's correct.
I take it it's a small town?
Very small, about 25 people.
I see. And your husband is a rustler or a rancher? No, it's a rancher. I'm sorry. Colorado's someplace I've never been to, and it's something I'm sure I'd be awed at the grandeur of it. I'd love to go there sometime.
I'm sure you'd enjoy it.
Well, if I go, Cowdrey will be 26 people. But anyway, we'll play say when. I think you're both familiar with the rules now, so let's get right into it by reviewing the first 4 prizes we have for you. They're going to appear on the game board. Watch them closely and listen to the information. In the number 1 position is a slide projector. It's a fully automatic model by Revere. Number 2 is a range. It's an electric model by Tappan with a 17-inch oven. Number 3 is a clock, the Gloucester banjo model by Sessions. Gloucester is the correct pronunciation. And number 4 is pottery, a service for 8 by Falstaff, totaling 45 pieces. There are the first 4. No one prize in this game is worth more than $750, and that's your goal, $750 in this particular game. But by now you're familiar with the blank check. The value of the blank check prize could put you over $750 depending on how much of it you took. So keep that in mind, and we'll begin with you, Mr. Hobby. Pick a prize, and we're off and running with Say When.
The slide projector, Art.
All right, he's taking the slide projector, and let's find out the value of it is. The slide projector is worth $155. Very good. Mrs. Trick, it's up to you to put a prize on the board.
Number 7.
She's taking lucky 7, or at least we hope it's lucky for you. And number 7 happens to be a blank check right off the bat. All right, fill in the amount, Mrs. Trick. It's for ladies' blouses, something you may be familiar with. In colorful, carefree fabrics by Ship and Shore, you may have from 1 to 100 blouses. At least 1, but up to 100.
50 blouses.
50 blouses. Let's find out what they're worth. 50 blouses. The value is $200. Very good. Back to you, Mr. Hobby, and you must put a prize on the board.
Number 11.
Number 11. 7 and 11 by 2 different people. All right. We have for you, to replace the vacant spot, a vacuum cleaner, Mr. Hobby. A carousel canister cleaner with fingertip suction control and mobile platform by Westinghouse. So you can take any one of the 4. You've got $155. We're on the way to $750. Well, he has picked the clock, and in a moment we'll find out the value of that clock. But that chime means that right now we must allow the local stations to identify themselves. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back to the second half of Say When. And once again, here's your host, Art James.
Thank you again, Wayne Howell. Welcome back to Say When. We're in the midst of a game between Mrs. Marion Trick and Mr. Ed Hobby. The winner of this game, don't forget, will meet the winner of the first $750 game. There he is, smiling genially, a man of power, Mr. Mortensen. All right, now when we left off, we have totals of $155 for you, Mr. Hobby, $200 for you, Mrs. Trick. But it was Mr. Hobby's turn, and he had actually selected a prize which we want to find the value of right now. You had selected the clock, is that right,
That's
Mr.
right,
Hobby?
Art.
You have $155. Let's find out what the clock is worth. $30. A total now for Mr. Hobby of $185. Up to you, Mrs. Trick, to put a prize on the board.
Number 10.
She's taking number 10, and we'll see what number 10 includes. Have you already had a blank check? You've got another one. Fill in the amount you want. It's for orchid plants this time. They are Hawaiian hybrids from Orchids of Hawaii Incorporated. You may have from 1 to 20 orchid plants. You've got $200. Say when you've had enough. 1 to 20 plants. How many?
3 plants.
She's taking 3 orchids, plants. All right, let's find out the value of the orchids. 3 plants are worth $75. A total now for Mrs. Trick, $275. Back to you, Mr. Hobby. Put a prize on the board.
Number 8.
Number 8. Okay. Number 8 happens to be a blank check. for Dad's root beer.
That's what I need.
All right, Mr. Hobby. Now, don't be greedy, but you can have from 1 to 250 cases. And there are 6 half-gallon bottles per case. 6 half-gallon bottles per case. You've got to take at least 1 case, but you can take up to 250.
I'll take 5 cases.
It's not your last pick. I'm only reminding you of that.
Right.
You have $185.
I'll still take 5 cases.
All right, and it's not his
Take
last
5
pick.
of it.
Okay, 5 cases of Dad's root beer are worth $15. All right, a total now for Mr. Hobby, $200. Cautiously and quietly, he builds to $750, and it's Mrs. Trick's turn to put a prize on the board.
Number 12.
Number 12, right at the bottom. I withdraw the card, and our machine manufactures a picture back there. And here it comes, pair of candelabras in sterling silver from Michael C. Feenan. You've got 4 to choose from. Any one of the 4 you want, Mrs. Trick. You have $275. You're going for $750. Don't forget to say when you've had enough.
I'll pick 2 and say when.
She's saying when, and her last pick is, what was the prize?
2, the stove.
Yeah, that's it. Pick by the prize itself. She's saying when with the stove. All right. The range goes up on Mrs. Trick's score with $275. We're not going to reveal the value of the range for you right now, Mrs. Trick, as we outweight the outcome or the last pick by Mr. Hobby. Mr. Hobby,
Number 9.
think carefully. Put a prize on the board, and he's picking number 9. All right. Number 9. There it is, a snow remover. It's the Snowbird Power Model by George Garden Tool. You've got 4 to choose from. You've got $200. You're going for $750.
I'll take the vacuum cleaner.
Right, and you're keeping in mind when to
Right.
say when. All right, he's taking the vacuum cleaner. Let's find out what the vacuum cleaner's worth. $60. That gives Mr. Hobby now a total of $260, and it's still your turn to put a prize on the board.
Number 6.
Number 6. All right. He is amassing many prizes slowly, and there is bedding, 2 twin-size mattresses and springs by Jameson Bedding Incorporated. You've still got your pick from any one of
I'll
the
say
4.
when and take number 2.
He's saying when, and he's taking which one? What is the price itself?
The snow remover.
The snow remover, plus $260. Now, that's on Mr. Hobby's side of the board. Okay, Mrs. Trick, are you anxious to find out what your total is? This is the moment of decision, so let's do it. In your own mind, what did you think the range was worth?
About $400.
About $400. That would give you a good score, close to $750. You've got $275 plus the range. Let's find out what the range is actually worth. $455 for Mrs. Trick, a grand total of $730. Hang on, though, because there's a lot of expense involved here because you're up against a good player who has got 4 or 5 prizes on his side of the board. $260 plus the important one, the snow plow. Here we go, Mr. Hobby. The snow plow is actually worth $230, a grand total for Mr. Hobby. $490. The winner of this game is Mrs. Marion Trick. Don't be in such a hurry to run off, Ed, because we do want to commend you for offering a very exciting game, and we have a going-away gift for you, too. Wayne?
For your going-away gift, Mr. Trick, we have a Polaroid land camera, model 95B, which now takes sparkling pictures in just 10 seconds. And thanks for being with us on Say When.
Well, that means you're entitled to meet Mr. Mortensen in our championship match worth $2,000, which we'll get into in just a moment. But first of all, let's recount your prizes, shall we? Congratulations, Marion Trick. Let's find out exactly what you've won.
Well, you've won 50 lovely new blouses by Ship and Shore. They're perfect for both day and night in the carefree fabrics women love. Plus, 3 orchid plants, the new exotic hybrids that have been developed in Hawaii, the newest and one of the most glamorous states in the Union. Plus, an electric range by Tappan with these gold ribbon features, a just-a-height broiler, chrome-lined 17-inch oven, and a divided 4-unit cooking top. All with the compliments of Say When.
All right, Marion Trick, in a moment, you will meet the winner of our previous game, Paul Mortensen, in a championship match worth $2,000. So think about that, and we'll play the championship match in just a moment. But first, here is a message for you from NBC. Watch carefully. Here we go. Championship match for $2,000. Marion Trick and Paul Mortensen. You've each won a $750 game and therefore have earned the right to compete with one another in our championship match, the goal of which is $2,000. What is that aroma? I think it's Lemon perfume. He's got 7 bottles of it from the previous game. All right, now let's review the prizes we have for you, and they're good ones, so listen carefully as we get into our championship match, and here come the prizes. In the number 1 position is an automobile, the Lewis 850 two-door sedan. It's equipped with heater, foam rubber seating, and white wall tires. Number 2, a television and hi-fi. It's the Woodbridge Home Entertainment Unit by RCA, featuring a 23-inch television screen and a 6-speaker stereo hi-fi sound system. Number 3, a man's watch, a 30-jewel, fully automatic waterproof by Helbros, with a chrome top case and a stainless steel back. And number 4, a refrigerated bar, the modern lowboy. Mr. Mortensen, you're smiling. It's by Springer Penguin Incorporated. It has a 2-cubic-foot refrigerator and a dry storage compartment for glasses and bottles. All right, now, since Marion Trick was closest at $750 in her game, actually she had $730, Marion, that gives you the privilege to pick the first prize. Pick a prize, and here we go in our championship match.
I'll pick the car, Art.
Oh, she's taking the car. She wants it, and you've got it. And let's take a look at the value of the car, which is $1,405. Ingenious strategy, because she doesn't seem unnerved by it at all. Mr. Mortensen, it's your turn to put a prize on the board.
I'll take number 10, Art.
All right, number 10. And let's see what number 10 is. Mr. Mortensen, it is a camera. It's an electric iMatic still camera by Revere. Any one of the 4, we're going for $2,000.
I'll take the television set.
He's taking the TV and hi-fi, and we find out the value of it is $750. Back to you, Mrs. Trick. Put a prize on the board.
Number 7, please.
Number 7. All right, let's see what that is. Number 7 is a fur coat, a Southwest African Persian lamb coat with a tourmaline mink collar by Schiaparelli. Now, I must point out to you that you got $1,405. You must say when you've had enough. Keep that in mind. Take any one of these 4 prizes.
I'll take the refrigerated bar.
Will it be your last pick, Mrs. Trick?
No.
It will not be her last pick, and she's taking the refrigerated bar. Okay, let's find out what the bar is worth. The value of it is $430. Well, Mrs. Trick now has a total of $1,835. As we go to you, Mr. Mortensen, put a prize on the board.
I'll go for number 12, Art.
Number 12, right at the bottom. Let's hope it's lucky for you, Mr. Mortensen. Number 12 is a piano. It's an early American console piano by Story and Clark, standing 40 inches high and with a maple finish. Any one of the 4, you've got $750. You're going for $2,000.
I'll go for the Schiaparelli fur coat.
Will it be, are you saying when or not?
Let me see now. Can I have a minute?
I just wanted to remind you of it.
No, I won't say when, no.
It's not say when, and you're taking the fur coat.
Yes.
All right, let's find out the value of the fur coat. It is $1,250. A total now for Mr. Mortensen, $2,000. It's a perfect score. $2,000 is, well, I don't even know where to go from here. Well, but first of all, we have to go to Mrs. Trick and have her put a prize on the board. Mrs. Trick?
Number 11.
Number 11. All right. Number 11, Mrs. Trick, you may like this because it's a blank check. You can fill in the amount you want. They are for dresses in a wide assortment of fabrics and colors by Sue Brett. You may have from 1 to 50 dresses. You must take at least one. How many do you want? You've got $1,835. Yep, going for $2,000. Dresses by Sue Brett, 1 to 50.
5 dresses.
Are you saying when?
Say when.
This is her last pick, and she's taking 5 dresses. $1,835 plus the dresses for Mrs. Strick. As we go to you, Mr. Mortensen,
I have to go.
you didn't say when, so you must put a prize on the board.
I'll choose number 5, Art, please.
Number 5. All right, let's see what number 5 is. It's a massage lounge chair. It's by Niagara and has 3 cyclo massage motors concealed deep in foam rubber. All right.
I'll choose the dresses.
Well, it'll be more or less more. All right, he's taking the dresses, and the dresses, I take your last pick. It's almost a formality.
One
we have
dress.
to go through this. No, you can't. No, the
They
dresses
wouldn't.
aren't there,
They wasn't.
Mr. Mortensen, so you must take one of the four we have, which are the lounge chair, the camera, the man's watch, and the piano.
I'll put the watch on.
All right, he's taking the watch, and it will be your last pick, I assume.
Yes.
$2,000 plus the watch for Mr. Mortensen, and we may as well reveal the value of the watch, which is $85. Mr. Mortensen has gone over to $2,085. But don't despair, Mr. Mortensen, because everything hangs in the balance, because Mrs. Strick has to have her score revealed. $1,835, plus the value of the dresses, which are... Here they come. I think they're coming.
Oh, dear.
$125, a grand total for Mrs. Trick. $1,960 for the champion is Mrs. Trick. Congratulations. Well, you see, Mr. Mortensen, there was an element of suspense there because she could have gone over too, but she played very well. And you don't have to feel too bad because all the prizes you won in the $750 game are yours to keep forever.
Very good.
So enjoy them with our best wishes. And now to you, Mrs. Marion Trick, may we find out exactly what you've won.
A new Morris 850 two-door sedan with heater, foam rubber seating, and white wall tires. It seats four comfortably, travels 40 miles to the gallon, and has a top speed of 75 miles per hour. Plus, a handsome refrigerated bar, the Lowboy model by Springer Penguin Incorporated, in a veneer wood finish with a Formica serving top of matching wood grain. It has plenty of dry storage space and a 2 cubic foot refrigerator. Plus, 5 dresses from Sue Brett Incorporated, an assortment of sheaths, linens, cottons, and silk shirtwaists, all in a variety of colors and designs. And congratulations from Say When.
Yes, indeed, congratulations. You've both been very exciting, colorful contestants. You've added a lot to the game. Congratulations, and thank you very much for playing Say When.
Thank you.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but we certainly enjoyed having you with us, and we hope you'll be able to join us next time when we play Say When. So until then, this is Art James wishing you a very happy day, and so long. Don't forget to say when.
Say When was presented by the NBC Television Network. Say When is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production in association with the NBC Television Network.